some highfalutin royalty type place for a reason. He was born in a barn, so we'd know that he came to save everybody, even simple folk like cowboys.
You sure know how to tell a pretty story, Jeb.
It's more than a story, Flint. Say, how's the herd doing?
Well, they look all right fine. There's pretty near 100 head of cattle in the South Corral.
Pretty near 100 ain't near enough. Are you saying there's one missing?
Looks like trouble avoided the roundup.
That silly old girl. She sure has lived up to her name. She's been nothing but trouble ever since the day she was born on Rattlesnake Ridge. Well, I reckon we'll have to go out looking for her.
In this storm? Are you loco? She ain't even had a calf this year.
We gotta find her, Flint. Trouble's the boss's favorite cow.
The boss says that about every cow, Jeb.
Well, every one of them's important to him. Come on, let's ride.
A powerful storm broke loose, making it plumb tough to see. Without realizing it, Flint crossed into the neighboring rancher's property, looking for that wayward cow, Trouble.
Draw, Marvin!
I ain't too good at drawing. Couldn't we do charades instead?
Flint, is that you?
Tarnation, Wesley. What's the meaning of pointing your gun at me?
Well, you are on Lazy B property.
Wesley, put that thing away before you go shooting your mouth off.
Evening, Cow Patty.
Evening, Flint.
I ain't seen you in a piece. Looks like you done growed up.
I reckon I'm old enough to know better. What brings you away out here on a night like this?
Oh, I was just looking for trouble.
What else is new?
You don't get it. One of the herd went missing. Trouble's her name. And I'm out here trying to find her. She ain't worth much, but it matters to the boss.
Ain't worth much, huh? Say, why don't you come back to the bunkhouse with us? We could play a hand of cards, and you know there's always plenty to drink.
Great idea, Wes. What do you say, Flint? You could dry off and wet your whistle all at the same time.
Thanks anyway, but I ought to find that cow.
Well, you could knock me down with a feather, Patty. I just can't believe Flint would shun a game of cards and a stiff drink.
He did it, sure enough. All on account of a mangy old cow.
Well, I'll be hanged.
Someday, Wesley. I expect you will.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Jeb returned to the stables with nary a bit of luck at finding Trouble.
Land sakes, Jeb! You're wetter than a mad hen. What are you doing out in this storm?
Trouble's missing, and Flint and I went looking for her.
Did you find her?
No, Hissy threw a shoe, so I had to come back. You seen Flint?
No, and Shasta ain't in her stall.
He must still be out looking.
Well, I hope he comes back soon. It won't be long before I ring the bell for dessert. And you know dessert is Flint's favorite food group.
Lord, you know exactly where trouble is. And I'd be right thankful if you'd help Flint find her. But I'm starting to be afeared for him traipsing around out there in this storm. I'm a-counting on you to bring my partner back here safely. He is a tough old buzzard, but you can't blame a friend for worrying. You know, Lord, Flint ain't had things so easy. Sometimes it seems like his heart is just as hard and sharp as the stone he's named for. But Lord, I've been thinking. When we were out on the plains, we used a piece of flint to light a campfire. I figured you could spark up a fire just like that in Flint's heart. You just keep after him, you hear? Amen, Lord.
I found her, Jeb. I found trouble.
That's the first time I've ever been happy to hear that. Are you okay?
Yeah, but something happened.
What kind of something?
Well, at first I was kind of riled over slopping around in the storm looking for a cow that just didn't seem to be worth all that much.
Yeah?
Then I got to thinking about how much it mattered to the boss. And all of a sudden, finding that cow seemed like the most important thing in the world. After a while, I heard her moving a long ways off, and when I got there, lo and behold, there was trouble, stuck in a little box canyon and not knowing which way to turn. I took out my new lasso, and she stepped right into it, just like she was ready to come home.
Well, I'll be.
Jeb, you know what they say about a Mississippi mule?
You mean how you have to smack him between the eyes with a 2x4 just to get his attention?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'd just been smacked. While I was riding around out there in the storm, it all kind of made sense.
How's that, Flint?
Trouble run off to do her own will, never realizing that good things was waiting for her here at the ranch. Fresh straw and sweet hay. The boss can take care of her better than she could ever do for herself.
That's the truth. And the boss loves her, even though it might be hard for others to see any value in her at all.
Yes, sir, and it got me to thinking about that Ezekiel verse and what you said about God seeking me. God is kind of like our boss.
Yeah, and you're kind of like that silly old cow.
Now, hold on there. Don't you go getting carried away.
Oh, I know what you mean, Flint. You went out looking for a lost cow, and while you were at it, you found a baby in a manger.
I reckon that's just what happened. I finally let Jesus get his lasso around me.
I'm right proud of you, Flint. Now let's get you inside. You must be half froze.
My heart's warm, Jeb. My heart's warm.
With hearts as full and overflowing as the creek bank in springtime, Flint and Jeb joined Sal and the other ranch hands where the Christmas celebration taking place. And that night, the ringing of the dinner bell sounded to Flint like the sweetest church bells he ever done heard.
Everybody likes to take a holiday. Everybody likes to take a rest. Spending time together with the family. Share